Welcome to Ask the Expert with noted radio host Steve Sleeper. Each week, Steve interviews entrepreneurs and professionals and shares their intriguing stories of success and service. Now, here's radio veteran Steve Sleeper.
Our guest today is Jennifer Gore-Cuthbert, founder of Atlanta personal injury law group, Gore LLC. They represent victims of DUI and car accidents, as well as slip and fall and wrongful death cases. Jennifer is committed to building close working relationships with her clients and provide quality, compassionate, and efficient legal representation. I asked attorney Gore-Cuthbert to tell us about herself and her firm.
My practice is Atlanta Personal Injury Law Group. We help people navigate insurance process after they've been hurt in a car accident, motorcycle, or truck accident. I also help people with some dog bites too, and a couple slip and falls. We're located in the Atlanta metro area, and we help people actually all over the state of Georgia.
Okay, let's say I've been in a car accident. Why do I need an attorney?
Well, Steve, the reality is that when you're dealing with your auto accident, you're in a situation that you've got to get out of. So you're in a situation where you're going to have to go from point A to point Z, which is the resolution of your claim. And so you can either do that with or without an attorney, but the reality is the insurance company has plenty of attorneys on their side who you will be dealing with, and they will have an unfair advantage in negotiating and handling your claim because they know a lot more about the process and they know more about what you're entitled to than you do.
How do I know if I have a case?
Essentially, if you're injured in an accident not caused by you, then most likely you would have a case. I would recommend that anyone who thinks that any of those things have happened, you're in an accident that's not your fault and you're injured, that you would reach out and speak to an attorney that specifically does personal injury to find out more.
What do I do if an insurance adjuster calls me? The other guy's insurance adjuster, he ran into me and his insurance guy calls me.
So you're under no obligation to talk to the other party's insurance company. A lot of people are confused about that. Typically, you do have to respond to your own insurer, and you have certain things in your insurance contract that require you to discuss the details of the accident with them. But the other party, the person that caused the accident, you have no duty to give them any information. However, I will say, when you're in this situation in real life, like the reality of it, you feel almost like I have to talk with them, or that's the way they kind of make you feel. And so they'll say things like, we're not going to pay for your car until you give us a recorded statement. And they'll say certain things that are actually legally not true. But unless you know that, you will typically end up talking to them and giving them information that could harm you and your claim.
Let's talk about this scenario. Guy runs a red light, slams into the passenger side of my car. I'm able to get out and move around. Are there any things I should be doing?
Yeah, so if you're in an accident and you're able to get out of the car, make sure it's safe to get out first and take pictures of the scene, take pictures of the license plate of the car that hit you. A lot of times now, you're calling 911 and the police are there and they're keeping parties separate. But sometimes, the person may say something to you, make sure you remember what they said. If they said, hey, I was on my cell phone, I didn't see you. If they said anything juicy like that, you want to kind of remember that, or just kind of in your mind, take a snapshot of all the details and all the facts. Use your phone, write anything in your notes that you can. A lot of times when you're in a serious accident or even a moderate accident, you don't actually experience like all of the pain right at the scene. So you might be in shock and you might think I'm not actually that injured. And it's later that night when everything kind of sets in. And so just because you're walking around after an accident doesn't mean you're not injured.
Okay, as we do this interview, we're about 3 months into the COVID-19 crisis. So my next question is, are you open right now, and how do we meet?
Yeah, so we're actually 100% open. We have been open this entire time. We are a firm that embraces technology. Thankfully, that's been kind of part of our culture. We went 100% virtual March 15th, and our firm has been doing really well with that. We've been 100% paperless for several years. We have everyone set up on our team to work virtual. The only real issue has been getting mail. We still have to go to the office to pick up the mail, but we host settlement meetings via Zoom. We host intake meetings over phone or Zoom, and we sign everyone electronically, digitally through text or email. And that's actually been something we've done for several years, because a lot of people who are hurt and injured in an accident, it's very challenging for them to get to a physical office. They might not have a car. Their car could be totaled. They could be in the hospital. So we try to make it as simple as possible to get people the representation they need.
With everything that's going on with COVID-19, with the shutdowns and stuff, will it delay my claim?
That really depends on a couple things. We are seeing delays on cases in litigation. As you may know, the courts here in Georgia have, been closed in some cases, and they're planning to reopen. But litigation cases, yes, obviously, if your case is awaiting trial, that's going to push back. Even mediation. Some mediations are still happening via Zoom, but some parties don't want to agree to that. So that really depends. If you're in the initial stages of your case where you're just, getting your medical treatment, the biggest thing that will delay your case is if you don't go to your appointments, which a lot of people have been afraid to go to their appointments. But we do have a lot of folks who are consistently going and getting telemed appointments. We have a guy who has a very serious injury to his legs and feet. I mean, you can't wait, even though it's COVID. These people need care.
Jen, how can we reach you?
Our website is www.ATL Injury Law Group. You can follow us on social media. We're pretty active. You can email me at Jennifer@ATL Injury Law Group.
Our thanks to attorney Jennifer Gore-Cuthbert for being on Ask the Expert today. She can be reached at 404-436-1529.
Thanks for listening to Ask the Expert with Steve Sleeper. Join us next time as entrepreneurs and professionals share their intriguing stories of success and service.